Hello folks, my name is Graham Walker and we're coming to you live from the Merrion Centre here in the middle of Leeds, where we've got something rather special. We've got the 50th birthday party celebrations of Radio Leeds, and we've got all the presenters are down here all week, and we're going to be finding out all about that, and they're going to be broadcasting from this goldfish tank that we've got down here. Well, it's better than a goldfish tank. It's a fantastic booth where all the presenters are going to be. I'm actually just showing you a bit of footage we've just filmed outside, and this is the old Ibis Hotel, the new Ibis Hotel, where the old Radio Leeds used to be based when it first opened back in 1968. And here, as you can see, this is some footage that we shot down at the Merrion Centre. So if you're around this week in Leeds, come down. You'll have a great time. You can come and meet all presenters, get lots of pictures, and you can catch up with everybody down here at the mobile studio. And just off air, and speaking to us now, I've got the absolutely wonderful Stephanie Hurst. Steph.
Thank you, Graham.
Welcome to the Merrion Centre.
Out of our box.
Yeah.
Which actually is lovely and air conditioned inside. Actually.
Is it?
Not that I'm complaining
cooler
about.
Than it is in here.
Yeah. Not that I'm complaining about the gorgeous temperatures we've got outside, but as you can hear, Liz Green is currently live on the air. I've just finished my show, which is on between 9 and midday every single day. So Hursty's back on the air every single day, and the last hour I do this thing called the throwback hour, which is it's the golden hour essentially with a different name. But because it's visual this week, and because I play lots of old songs on there, maybe from the 70s, there's also 90s stuff on there. But I thought this week we'd do like from the 60s, 70s and 80s, but make it all vinyl. So I've just done the chart this week in 1968, the week we launched 50 years ago, on vinyl, with a Pick of the Pops countdown at the end. And
fantastic.
I can't tell you that buzz of doing that countdown.
I were about to say, Steph, you're looking remarkably well for 50.
I am. I've got a good surgeon, a very good surgeon. He just pulled things back a little bit.
And in truth, you've not actually been on BBC Radio Leeds for long, have you?
No, I think
have
3
you settled
months.
in? What's it like?
Do you know what? I am so lucky. I'm not just saying this because you asked me what it's like, and it's obligatory for me to say. Everyone's lovely. Genuinely, everyone is brilliant. And because I've worked in radio since I was 12 years old, I've worked in this industry since I was tiny. I mean, I'm only 24 now.
Yeah, we believe that.
Yeah. But because I've worked in radio for so long, there's so many people I've worked with already. So a lot of my friends actually work at BBC Radio Leeds.
And this has got great history, hasn't it, as well? I mean, it was the 6th local radio station.
6th local radio station, part of the experiment. And I think we find out later today whether this experiment's been a success. I'm joking, yeah. But yeah, Frank Gillard, who founded BBC Local Radio and these experimental stations in the late 1960s after the Marine Offences Act. We were one of 8 stations, the 6th to launch. BBC Radio Leicester was the first, of course. And the amount of famous faces and people that have passed through the studios of BBC Radio Leeds, whether it was here in the Merrion Centre, on Woodhouse Lane, and in our broadcast centre in the centre of Leeds opposite the bus station.
I'm just going to put a quick picture up here. This shows an old black and white picture of what BBC Radio Leeds used to look like.
Is this the one with the car in front of it?
Yeah, well, I've got the picture of the car. Yeah, we've got the car
There's
as well.
There's the car, there it is, I've seen it.
That looks really stylish these
days,
doesn't
doesn't
it?
it?
Very
actually.
retro.
Good branding. You can see how ahead of the game they were with actual branding. The world we live in today.
Absolutely, 50 years ago, yeah.
Are so important, and they understood that back then in 1968.
And this is now. I'm putting back to the footage we shot a bit earlier to show this is actually the location where BBC Radio Leeds began, and that's the reason why you're back here. And you've got this fantastic mobile studio where you've just been, and I've just cut to a live shot. We can see people going in and out there now. This really is BBC Radio Leeds down at the Merrion Centre for the week, isn't it?
Yeah, we are here. 70 hours of programming is coming from here. So from 6 in the morning, Richard Said Breakfast Show, which you must check out. Then I'm on from 9 in the morning until midday. And then Liz Green is on now. And then Gail Lofthouse, who I've worked with for years as well. And then West Yorkshire Sport Daily is on until 7. And then we return again from 6 in the morning. So all the weekend shows here as well. Andrew Edwards' Breakfast Show, which you must check out on a weekend. Larry and Paula here as well. Graham Crowther. Of course, we'll be doing gardening from here on Sunday. So lots of great programming, lots of great shows, and you'll be able to see them.
And we've got a link on this post that actually takes you through to all that information as well. So please like and share this as well, and tell everybody about it, and come down and see you guys. Let me just ask you, Steph. I mean, obviously, when you're actually broadcasting normally, you're just in a room with nobody apart from the producer and a few guests. But here you've got literally thousands of people coming past every day. I mean, what's this like? How does this feel?
You've got great footfall, and because I think you find some broadcasters that like to be fairly solitary, they like to be in their studio, and they don't like to go outside. And I've met a few of those characters in my time, but I'm one of those broadcasters that I like to go out, I like to meet people, I like to meet the public. Because when I'm on the air, I'm talking to one person, I'm talking to the listener, because radio's a one-to-one medium, isn't it? And I think
Absolutely.
It's so important for us not to be in a air-conditioned studio, state-of-the-art studio, but actually for us to come out and meet our audience. You're the guys that listen to us and call us and contact us every single day, and we want to meet you. We want to hear from you as well. So,
and reminding everybody that why we're here.
Exactly.
This is for the 50th birthday party celebrations of Radio Leeds. Steph, it's been wonderful to chat to you.
Thank you, and I'm so proud to be part of a station with such rich heritage as well, and it's great to be back on the air daily again in Yorkshire.
Well, in terms of that rich heritage, we've actually got a little bit of footage that I'm going to hopefully put on here and show people a little bit more about what this station was all about and how it all began, and I think I just want to remind people before we do that, you did actually have a special programme, didn't you, that you broadcast yesterday afternoon. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Tim Daly yesterday put a very special broadcast together, which was an hour-long documentary about BBC Radio Leeds, taking us through the years, and it was broadcast at 5:30 yesterday afternoon, Sunday 24th of June, to the actual second that we went on the air. And you'll be able to hear that again this Thursday on BBC Radio Leeds. And of course, if you've not got the BBC iPlayer for Radio app, get it downloaded on your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, whatever, and you can be able to listen to that documentary again for up to 30 days as well, with all our programmes. You can get anything. If you miss anything live, you can, like people will be watching, this again in the future. Everything's available again in this world that we live in. Everything is on demand, so all our programmes are available again for up to 30 days on the BBC iPlayer.
Fabulous. All right, so listen, thank you ever so much for your time.
Pleasure, Graham, as always.
So, what I'm hoping to try and find this little bit of footage that we've got. We did actually do an interview with Liz a bit earlier as well.
Who's on the air now, just behind me, yeah.
The time is 5:30. This is BBC Radio Leeds.
Radio Leeds is a bloody waste of time.
And so Radio Leeds started in the surprise way it intends to go on, complete with a live hookup to a Mongolian who happens to speak English in Ulaanbaatar, and the nearest the BBC has yet got to a commercial programme.
Hello, this is Ralph Robinson, your man from Auntie, with the only BBC programme money can buy. You can buy time on OPMCB simply by sending a donation to charity. So send in your requests and your offers of cash. Remember, it's your money we're after. Let's hope we get piles.
When we looked at the problem of bringing its own radio to Leeds, we thought a little buffoonery was the answer. But it's buffoonery with a ruthless purpose: survival. For instance, we have a ludicrously small budget, so when we wanted a piano, we advertised for one under the heading, "Have you something capable of giving pleasure to millions?" We had quite a large number of offers, of pianos I mean, and when the winning piano came to the studios, it was followed in by a passing pianist who offered his services, so we got him as well. And then our record library isn't as big as the main BBC one, so we thought up Bring a Disc, where you can ask for any record in the whole world, as long as you bring it along to the studios yourself so that we can play it. We dreamt up the Radio Leeds Talking Budgerigar contest.
Hello. BBC Radio Leeds. If you ever want.
But we need more than talking birds, and in singing Leeds, finding the talent wasn't any problem.
While we're listening not to sound, here's just a few Is this
For
way?
the opening programme alone, we got more than 1,200 local musicians and singers on tape, from brass bands to jazz groups, experts to trials. My lively-minded and enthusiastic colleagues are hybrid, part programme, part technical, and I think they are bringing national slickness to local material.
Well, hello there. Yes, top of the bill, your weekly roundup of entertainment around Leeds.
Rule Britannia and all that lives again with the opening of Theatre Festival 1968. Having seen the show, we know more about Victoria. But what we really would like to know was how the fight started at the VIP reception afterwards.
This local station will stand or fall on its news coverage.
Enough to know, there could be something from it.
One snag of shoestring radio is that your colleagues get corrupted. They begin to enjoy getting people to do things, not for money, but for the city of Leeds.
The only fees that we can offer are really joke fees, I'm afraid. We're just not in the position. We have no money whatsoever to spend on programmes.
Well, hi there, you good people at home and in hospital. This is Radio Leeds inviting you to sit down and sing with us here in the Odeon Theatre in the Hedgerow, Leeds.
We're trying to cater for all tastes, from politics to lonely hearts. Really, it's impossible just on VHF 94.6. Radio Leeds could do with a second channel.
And we're going to start with a tune I'm sure everybody knows. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag.
Well, that was then, and this is now. This is outside the Merrion Centre here in the middle of Leeds, which is where BBC Radio Leeds first started broadcasting on June the 24th, 1968, exactly 50 years ago. And we're actually down here today to celebrate the fact with BBC Radio Leeds. They've got a fantastic booth down here where they're going to be doing footage, where they're going to be doing the show, and I've got Julie, who's a producer, and you're going to tell me all about what's happening down here this week, Julie.
Well, as we know, Radio Leeds started in 1968, and it was a very different station, but very similar station in those days. One of the slogans it had when it started was "Walk in and talk." Now, since then, we've moved on. We've been up at studios in Woodhouse Lane, and we've been down in our new place, which is, I say new, we've been there for about 12 years, down between the West Yorkshire, or Leeds Playhouse as we now call it, and the bus station. We're on the second floor up there, and people can't quite just do that anymore, and we thought it would be nice for our 50th birthday to go back to our roots here in the Merrion Centre, in the days when we used to say just walk in and talk, so people could come, have a look at us. We say we're wireless, we're not, we're wire full. You can see right through all the walls of this studio behind me and just see exactly what our presenters, our producers, our newsreaders get up to day in, day out. We're going to be here all week, and it's it's us going back to our roots, really.
Well, talking about going back to your roots, we just had some vintage footage there. I'm just putting another picture up. This was a car back in the day with the old big aerial on the roof. I mean, it's remarkable when you look back at the archive, what you've got in here.
That sends a shiver down my spine when I see that car, because it's not just an aerial, it's the mast. They're driving along with the mast up, and that is so incredibly dangerous. But in the olden days, 1968, they used to drive out to jobs with the mast up so that they could broadcast while they were driving along. Hugely dangerous. Don't do it anymore.
But it just shows you how much times have changed. And I suppose that's what you're here doing this week. You're celebrating the changes, aren't you?
We're celebrating how different we are now from how we were, but essentially how very much the same we are, really. Because the technology might have changed, but really what we're interested in is the people of West Yorkshire, the people of Leeds, people of Bradford, the people of Kirklees and Calderdale, people of Wakefield, hearing their stories, keeping them up to date with what's going on in the area, and this is just kind of a celebration of that. We really wanted to say to our listeners, come and have a look at us.
Well, we've got Liz Green, she's actually broadcasting from here right now, but we did actually speak to her a little earlier. We're going to put that on in a second. Before I do, just finally, just remind people what's happening down here this week and how they can engage with it, how they can come along and take part.
Come down to the Merrion Centre, come and have a look at us. We've built ourselves a glass box, a pop-up studio, a pop-up radio station, if you will. We're going to be here from 6 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night every day this week, and a little bit at the weekends as well too. If you come down, you can see your favourite presenters in action, have a chat with some people from the BBC, just generally have a good old nosy and see what we get up to, because we're your radio station, we're BBC Radio Leeds.
Yeah, you are, and I've just put a slide up there and it's got all the presenters on it. If you go onto our website, on this post actually, and click through, you'll get a lot more details. And as you can see on there, one of the people that we spoke to earlier, one of the presenters, was Liz Green, one of the presenters who's been here for probably longer than anybody. And here's what she had to say to us. All right, Liz, well, monumental week for BBC Radio Leeds. Just tell me about it. What's it like being down here? What's happening?
Oh, it's brilliant. Have you seen any cake?
Not
it's
yet.
a 50th birthday. Where is the cake? We've got a pop-up cube. We're all down here. We're going to be meeting, and we already have loads of people who are coming down to see us. But they said, at a birthday, there'd be cake. Have you eaten them all? Have you?
Well, yeah, I've not seen any yet, but I'm hoping to get a little bit. I'm just showing people at another shot that we've got. We've got actually like a big goldfish bowl down here at Merrion
It's like
Centre.
being in a glass cube. And so the art of radio, which to be honest isn't normally a spectator sport, the world is seeing what we do here at BBC Radio Leeds. I just want to say, we have been part of this community for 50 years, day in, day out, through flood, through celebration and absolutely everything. What an honour to be able to continue to do this, and hopefully for the next 50.
Yeah, and to be honest, Liz, you wouldn't look at it looking at you, but you're one of the longest presenters down
Apparently
here.
so.
So how long have you been at
I'm not giving in
Radio
any
Leeds?
secrets whatsoever. Oh, a long time. I joined the station in 1990. Been on air since 95.
And how much has things changed during your time?
Just the technology, really, because the people, we talk to the people every day. The technology that we do it all with, it's absolutely changed. So I've got to go and get my head around this right now.
All right. So just remind people, when can they come down and see you down
We're
here?
here from 6 in the morning to 7 in the evening, from now, Monday, all the way through till Friday. And if you're coming, you've got to promise me something.
Bring cake.
Bring cake.
And you're on at noon every day?
Going now.
All right. Well, listen, have a great time.
Thank you.
And
Happy
thank you for your
birthday.
time. Thank you. So there you go, folks. That was Liz Green, one of the longer time presenters from here at BBC Radio Leeds, which is this week celebrating its 50th birthday down at the Merrion Centre. We'll just show you again where we are. This is a fabulous building, and I know that most of you will know where this is, but we're right bang in the centre of Leeds city centre. This is Merrion Centre, and the reason why we're down here is that this is where it all began on June the 24th, 1968, where BBC Radio Leeds broadcast for the first time. So we hope you've enjoyed our little nostalgic look back. Get yourself down to the Merrion Centre, come down here, take part in this, have a bit of fun. All the presenters are down here doing broadcasting, but also the most important thing, meeting you guys down here at their mobile studio. So this is Graham Walker saying very happy 50th birthday to BBC Radio Leeds on behalf of everybody at the Yorkshire Evening Post and all our titles. Thank you for joining us and have a great day.